Kai.
Iko kwa yako.
Good afternoon, dear viewer. Welcome to today's news. Younib at 1. My name is Elias Muchina, and let's start on. President William Ruto has retracted the controversial Finance Law 2024 that set off violent protests across the nation. Ruto expressed sadness in a speech to the country on Wednesday over enormous outcry against the bill's approval, which sparked protests that claimed lives and damaged property. He claimed that this decision was influenced by what was happening.
On my own behalf, and on behalf of these members and many other Kenyans, I send my condolences to the families of those who lost their loved ones in this very unfortunate manner. Consequently, having reflected on the continuing conversation around the content of the Finance Bill 2024, and listening keenly to the people of Kenya who have said loudly that they want nothing to do with this Finance Bill 2024, I concede, and therefore I will not sign the 2024 Finance Bill, and it shall subsequently be withdrawn, and I have agreed with these members that that becomes our collective position.
And to other stories, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has since claimed that President William Ruto was not informed by the National Intelligence Service that the finance bill will be rejected by Kenyans. The DP claims that the unit instead provided him this information, connecting him and former President Uhuru Kenyatta to the chaos. During a press conference on Wednesday in Mombasa, he has now demanded that Nuruddin Haji, the Director General of the NIS, resign. He also pleaded the Gen Zs to cancel the planned protest for today.
I'm deeply heartbroken following the loss of lives of our children. We have lost lives, property destroyed, anarchy, fear, uncertainty. How did we get here? How did we get here? We were just elected the other day as a very popular government. Where did the rain begin to beat us? It had to take people to die, property to be destroyed, protests across the country for the president to know the truth of what the people of Kenya feel. Yet, there is an organization paid for by the public to brief the president and the government about the feeling of the Kenyan people. Officers of the National Intelligence Service, officers of the National Police Service have told me in confidence they did not get advance intelligence briefs about the magnitude of the protest in Hajj. Was a junior officer in the National Intelligence Service before he was appointed as DVP. When he was appointed to the office of the Director General, because of inferiority complex, had Nuruddin Haji done his job, we will not be where we are today. He has no capacity. He is out of the country most of the time on business trips. The country is on his own. My boss, President William Ruto, is exposed that he has to back down and admit that he has hurt the people of Kenya. Yet this matter has been in public domain for the last 2 months. I want to say that Nuruddin Haji must take responsibility for the deaths that occurred. He must take responsibility for the mayhem.
In the wake of Tuesday's statewide protests, more than 20 people have died across the nation. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights reports that numerous victims are undergoing treatment in various locations through the nation. This occurs currently with calls from the families of those who lost loved ones to the protest for justice to be served quickly and of the government to take Kenyans' predicaments seriously.
Ningependa kumwambia yeye pia kuna watoto na ajui mtoto wake kesho ataenda kwa nani ama ataolewa na nani ama ataoa nani, akayakijua kitu kama hiyo. Waki ingekuwa leo ni yeye amefanyika kitu kama hiyo ama amekuja kwa maandamano, angefeel uchungu sana. Nadhani hata hiyo finance bill ingekatikia hapo, hiyo mambo na finance bill, sababu amesikia pia wake amekufa kwa maandamano. Hiyo ndio kitu mimi ningependa kumwambia. Na si yeye peke yake, ni viongozi wote. Wale watu wanapiga yes sababu wamepewa milioni 2. Ni uchungu kwetu kuona kiongozi wangu nilimpigia kura alafu ananivotia yes kuniumiza mimi mwananchi, na yeye amepangwa pale juu na president milioni 2.
Ni haki kweli wa Kenya kuuawa na KDF instead ya waajiri tu the local police. Mimi nilikuwa naonelea KDF ndio wangefaa kutumwa Haiti, waache watoto wetu na mapolisi wa kawaida.
Tutaki watoto wengine waumie. Mjukuu wangu ameenda na nimeridhika. Maana Mungu ataniulizia. Mtu wa ulimwengu ataniulizia, lakini Mungu ataniulizia. Lakini ile kitu nakuomba rais wangu, kaa chini na youth. Kaa chini na watoto, maana kesho yao iko. Lakini kesho yao kiumiza wataenda wapi?
The brothers started looking for him at about from 4:30, I think 5, or I think the gunshots, from what we saw, they started about 4:30 or something like that. So they started looking for him and he was not picking the calls. Fortunately, the friends who were with him, 5 minutes later, they just departed. 5 minutes later, they were looking for him, and someone else, a stranger, picked the phone and said that he's already killed.
As we speak, there are about 8 of them undergoing surgeries at the moment, and we have about 23 who are waiting for additional procedures. We did what we call we prioritized those who needed more urgent procedures, and those who are not having very critical injuries are the ones who are waiting.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has issued a call to action for high school principals nationwide, encouraging them to use creative and school resources for self-management in an effort to reduce the burden caused by financial allocation delays.
What we collect per year through the KRI is about 2.2 trillion. That goes to pay the public debt and to pay wages. And the biggest wage bill is yours, the teachers. We are left with no alternative but to borrow for our development after we give the share of revenue to the county governments, which this year is about 400 billion. We don't have a store anywhere where government keeps money, where we can get it and give you capitation. We have a temporary store. We receive money from the taxpayers and we give it to you. We give as we receive. When there is a delay in receiving, there is a corresponding delay in giving. Those of you who have some land, to bring down the cost of running your schools, please come up with some income generating projects where you can have your own food, where you can have some dairy animals to have your own milk. I've gone to some schools that have some bakeries to bake bread for the children. I want to encourage you. You are not just principals. You are managers. You are leaders. And you have the skills to manage an institution. Away from the classroom, you must be a good financial manager of your institution. Please come up with income-generating projects to support your requirements as an institution.
We are going for a short break. We'll be back with more updates.
ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Welcome back. Australia started to pick up the pieces after the statewide protest left a trail of destruction and casualties, pain and agony overtook several places across the nation. Some stated that the damage to their buildings are insignificant compared to the large plan to change the nation's leadership, while others stated it will take time for them to rebuild. For example, demonstrators in Naivasha set fire to the local MP's office before robbing the Naivas grocery.
Niko na loans and the name is Epco Guest House because ni ya wageni na iliafektiwa jana wakati kulikuwa na demonstration.
I agree with the peaceful demonstration, but when it comes to now destroying properties, kuingia Naivas, that is now where we draw the line. Kwa sababu Naivas imeemploy watu wengi sana, so many youths.
It destroyed everything. And I have lost millions and millions of shillings.
Yesterday we had a peaceful demonstration, which started in the morning at around 10 and a.m. It went through after in the afternoon when they actually turned to be chaotic and rioters started confronting the officers. So after confronting the officers, when we tried to respond, they started running to different directions, and some of them end up entering Naivas Kubwa within the CBD. They started looting, but after us getting information, we rushed swiftly to that particular place, managed to arrest those ones who were stealing from the premises. We managed to arrest about 130 persons, whom we have them at the cells at the present. We are processing them now. We want to arrange them to be charged in court for, of course, various crime committed within the town. But we are telling the youth to just be calm and avoid destroying properties, because it is actually very bad for these young men to just come and destroy properties which the owners have actually closed their properties, and then they're coming to steal from them. It is not good.
The government has been urged by the leaders of EMU psychology counselors to assign competent individuals to positions that correspond with their areas of expertise. They say that the misaligning executive and assigning inexperienced people to important roles causes inefficiency inside department and financial theft. Under the direction of the chairperson of the EMU chapter, Reverend Father Isaiah Njiru, and the Secretary Professor Wanjiru Mugai, they claim that the current Gen Z demonstration were partly caused by this poor management.
Counselors and psychologists in M County, and we are gathered here so that we can deliberate on issues that are happening in our countries, especially in politics and the young people, the GZ group. And we have come also to realize this group and the politics in Kenya can come out to be a very serious issue in one way or another, affecting not only the young people, which will also affect, it can also affect the old generation, it can also affect the politician, and finally it will also come to affect the whole community and the families at large. And therefore, as psychologists, we have felt the desire also to communicate our views and tell the people the role of the psychology and psychologists in Kenya, and of course in the world, is normally to focus on better understanding of human mind and human behavior. And we realize that human behavior and human mind start very early. So when the behavior of the people is not well thought of from the beginning and from when the child is growing up, finally it comes to escalate to be a very serious thing.
On matter sports, the 2023-2024 Football Kenya Federation Women's Premier League champions, Kenya Police Bullets FC, are now undefeated. The Police Bullets finished the 23rd game season undefeated after defeating Bunyore Starlets 3-0 yesterday at the Jomo Kenyatta Sports Ground in Kisumu. Their side won handily with 2 goals from Becky Okwaro and Mercy Njeri. The victory allowed Police FC to conclude the season with 49 points ahead of Ulinzi Starlets in the 3rd place on goal difference and 3-time champion Vihiga Queens in 2nd.
Ninataka ku-reinforce departments zote. Ninaweza kuwa na, wenda nikawa na goalkeeper mwingine, wenda tukasign goalkeeper mwingine. Kwa defense pia lazima tuiweke iwe steady na kuwa na competition, tutaongeza mtu. Kwa midfield kama watu wawili, alafu attack wenda tukapata mchezaji mmoja. Kwanza kuweza kuindwa na vilabu vingine ni kuonyesha kuwa wamefanya vizuri kama wachezaji kwa huu msimu, na itakuwa raha zaidi kama wataweza kupata vilabu nzuri kushinda Kenya Police Bullets, na kwa sasa nafikiri hizo tu ni vilabu vya nje. Wakiweza kupata watajisaidia maisha, watamudu maisha yao, itakuwa ni kitu nzuri sana. Na sisi kwetu tutaendelea kuleta wachezaji wengine, tuwasukume vizuri, waingiane na squad mbele kuzuri.
My dear viewer, that is all we had lined up for you today. And remember, remember, he who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. I am Elias Muchina. Have a blessed day.